Hello, minasan, Hikimamori desu, and welcome to another indie game. This one's called Mushroom Boy, and it's by the developer Ulcer1886. Let's play the game. I'm gonna choose English, yeah. Play the game. My mom, dad, and I live on the outskirts of the city, right next to the forest. The house was old, covered in cracks, and seemed quite scary at night. Under the dim light of the street lamps, he sometimes seemed. Okay, nice music. Uh, The dim light of the street lamps sometimes seemed alive, the windows became large black eyes, and the entrance door turned into a mouth. Every time I came home after school or walk, I found myself in the stomach of this monster. But every time I managed to reach the door of our apartment. It was scary, especially when the lights in the entrance hall didn't work, but I learned to move up and down the stairs with my eyes closed. You think about it, the house wasn't that scary. Mom and Dad often quarrel for various reasons and without any reason. So often that screams and the sounds of breaking dishes have become commonplace. That's kind of sad. One of the places of protection in such moments was my room. During moments of quarrels, I ran into it as quickly as possible, hid under the bed, covering my ears with pillows so as not to hear the screams. Oh man. It was more than a room, and such moments it turned into a fortress. But even the most impregnable castle can be captured. I already know in advance that it will hurt if I get a bad grade or spill my tea. That will find a reason. God damn it. The rooms in there was rather sparse, the grey walls adorned with my drawing for elementary school. It was my grandmother's house in the village. I was taking there every summer. I like it at my grandmother's much more than at home. It's a pity that grandma is no longer with us. We cannot stop the suffering, huh? And the house remained only on my wall. This drawing helps us not to forget those happy days. The window of my room looked into a beautiful spruce forest. Watching him was one of my favorite pastimes. Watching him. It was calming. In the evenings, I also really loved watching the sunset. The light from the sun filled the entire room. Avoiding being seen by my arguing parents, I ran out into the streets through this window, straight into the forest. That doesn't seem like a good idea. When I return home, I try not to make any noise, otherwise I might get into trouble with my father. There was a flower on the window sill. My father had once moved it to my room because it had wilted and its leaves were falling onto the floor. I'm trying to water it more often, but so far there haven't been any major changes. My favorite pastime was walking in the forest. It was like a second home to me, or rather, my first. Really nice art, by the way. I like it. I could spend entire days here without leaving the forest dweller. Living. The forest dwellers became my best friends. I could spend hours telling stories to the trees, flowers, mushrooms, and anyone else I met along the way. When I talked to them, I imagined that they had eyes to see me, ears to hear me, and even a mouth. This story is incredibly depressing. Yes, even my mouth. I imagined that they were also talking to me, also telling me their stories, how their day went. How they were doing, how they were feeling, and much, much more. We played games together, mostly hide and seek, and I often won. Here the feeling of fear and anxiety disappeared. I felt the happiest in the moment, until it got dark and I had to return home, or my father, whom my mother sent, found me. I refused to go back, but he would just grab me by the scruff of the neck and drag me home. But as soon as I had time, I would run into the forest, since each time I didn't want to leave them more and more. One day, I couldn't escape. I loved to commune with the wind. The trees were outside the window, and you could immediately tell if it was windy or not by looking at them. So how did we communicate with the wind? Well, here it is. Our dialogue wasn't the most interesting, but it was what it was. I usually asked the wind questions and came up with different conditions. If the wind blew strongly, it meant yes. If weak, it meant no. Or for example, tilt the tree to the right or to the left. There weren't many options. There was enough time to come up with them. As I said earlier, my parents often argue, and at those moments I had in my room and waited for everything to calm down. This game slightly reminds me the style of the game to milk inside a bag of milk inside a bag of milk. The day I thought it would be a regular fight, nothing new, so I usually crawled out from under the bed and listened to what they were shouting about. But what I heard scared me, like it never scared me before. Mom, listen to yourself. This is your child too. How can you say such things? Shut up! I never even wanted him, and you knew it perfectly well. I tried to persuade you to have an abortion 10 years ago. What the fuck, man? And now you have your condition. And now you have your condition. Either I give birth or you live. I only stayed for you because I love you. I mean, it doesn't seem that way. So at some point during it, I get used to it, or suddenly you get tired of it and we send you to an orphanage. This game has a lot of, I guess it's because the developer's language, it's maybe not English, but it has a bunch of typos. Father, you don't want to, bitch. Why are you like this? So many years have passed and haven't you even developed a shred of feeling in all this time? He's your son, your own blood. Since you gave birth, you've been thinking only about him, completely forgetting about me, and as you've gotten older, nothing's changed. You follow him everywhere. It's her child. You know, that's something that it actually happens a lot in real life, and I hate people that is like especially men, that it's not only a thing about men, right? It happens to women too, but like they get really jealous of their kids, right? Like, why do you spend more time with our kid than with me? Bro, it's your kid. Spend more time with your kid too. I'm fed up with this little bastard. All he does is wander around this wilderness. Maybe if you weren't such a bitch. Then look for him and hope he gets lost. I wish I could kill the little creature. Enough, please. I'll talk to him now. Son! The enraged father immediately headed to my room with only one goal. An ordinary quarrel took an unexpected turn. Well, hello, my dear. It was night outside. My father forced the door open and stood in the doorway, staring at me angrily. And I, paralyzed with fear, just watched him, not yet understanding what was happening. I had often seen him angry, but this time there was something previously unknown to me in that look. Something animalistic and bloodthirsty. You're sitting here, huddled in the corner, you little rat. His eyes are like two orbits. What, are you scared? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. It probably won't hurt. Motherfucker. Darling, calm down. Get away from him, please. Get lost. Father forcefully pushed away his mother, my mother, as she ran up. As she fell, she hit her head on the wall and collapsed unconscious. Mom, Father, what's wrong with you? His face was red and wild, as if he were burning with anger. At that moment, it seemed like he wasn't my father anymore. Jeez, Louis. What's wrong with me? I just love you. I love you so much. You can't even imagine. I love you madly, son. More than life itself. It's breaking my heart. No way. I gotten so fed up with you. You've been an acer for so many years. I never wanted you. Do you hear me, bitch? And my patience has run out. My eyes were filled with that. This is such great illustrations, by the way. My eyes were filled with tears. I didn't understand what was happening. I was scared like never before. I didn't know what to answer him. I just pressed myself into the corner and looked at him, my eyes wide open. My whole childhood flashed before my eyes. The forest outside the window, its inhabitants, grandmother, village. Will I never get out of here again? The thought hung in my head. No, I have to run. And I could only run to one place, which I knew like the back of my hand. Run! Run! I managed to slip past my father and quickly climbed through the window. I ran into the forest without looking back with all my might. I stumbled and fell, but then I got up and ran. Anywhere, just not back. Fear filled me, it filled every part of me. I literally became fear myself. Having reached the forest, I finally slowed down and felt more protected. It was night, dark. For some time I just wandered through the forest, recovering from what had happened. My legs moved on their own, despite the scratches at the night cold. After several hours of wandering like this, I collapsed from exhaustion in the nearest bushes, covered with leaves and shivering from the cold. My head was a complete mess, my thoughts were rushing from one corner to another. I didn't understand what to do, where to go. What happened to Mom? Is she alive? I couldn't go home. My father was waiting for me there. I just ran to the closest and only place I knew well, as if by instinct. Forest dwellers. Look, everyone! Who's there lying there? He's shaking all over. It looks like a boy, but where did he come from? And his face is quite familiar, as if he had been here before. Exactly, this is the same boy who came and talked to us so often. Yes, it's definitely him. Boy, how are you? Wake up, it's us, your friends. In the morning I was waking up by voices that were quite familiar to me, only they were no longer in my head, but in reality. The little face in the mushroom, quite unsettling. Fly agaric. Greetings, my friend. Please don't be afraid. We know each other for a long time. Sound familiar? Are you talking? This must be some kind of dream. I understand you have a lot of questions now. You don't understand what's happening, but no, this is not a dream. Don't you remember me? On me? It's a fucking scary dream. And us too. Look around. Don't you recognize this place? And indeed, this clearing, these trees, I often came here almost every day and talked with all of you. Only you usually didn't talk to me. I only imagined that you were saying something and answering me. You may not have heard us, but we remember you. We remember everything you told us, how you came running here with interesting stories to show off your crafts, but sad and happy we'd listened to you all this time. Yes, yes, and I remember how often you hugged me when you first arrived and when you say goodbye. How you sometimes love to take a nap next to me or climb on me. Fortunately, my branches are strong. I am an oak after all. And every time you came, you poured fresh water on us, removed all kind of pests from us, and even built a shelter when there was a strong hail. You literally saved us, for which we thank you very much. And you cleared me from under the fallen leaves and branches, then left me without eyes for a long time. You once drove away. You left me without eyes for a long time. You once drove away an elk that wanted to eat me. You became a good friend and protector to us. I'm glad we could finally thank you. If it weren't for you, our life would have remained full of grayness and monotony. We can move, and we are doomed to remain in one place our entire lives. It's like the boy, right? Our social circle is limited to those who once grew in this same clearing. But at some point you appear and diluted our grayness with your childish colors. I was completely bewildered by the fact that trees, flowers, and mushrooms began to talk to me. I told them I ended up here so late, about my father and how I ran away. They said I could stay here as long as I needed. They were always glad to have me there. Deep down, I was glad. I was glad that I finally had friends. Here, I felt calm, no screams, no broken dishes, no stinging slaps. When I had already fully come to my senses, I felt very hungry, wandered around the clearing, picked up some berries, and got some water. But are the berries not alive? I also built myself a small hut to shelter from the wind and rain. We chatted with my new old friends until late night without noticing how it got dark. I have never felt so good even though I was hungry and dirty. I feel completely safe. I felt that this was my home. My real home. When I fell asleep filled with joy, I no longer remember why I ran into the forest. I felt too good to think about it. But good things must come to an end. Holy Oh my god. Wake up, you little bastard. This motherfucker. The sound of a shot woke me up at the very second a real monster stood in front of me. All the joy immediately vanished, fear filled me again from head to toe. Father? No. Where from? Why are you here? And what's wrong with Mom? I knew I'd find you here somewhere. I didn't have to look long. I wish he could at least hide somewhere in the city. It doesn't matter anymore. I'm better off. And Mother. Mom. Mom's gone already. And it's time to finish with you two. Finally. He uttered the last words with just relief as he had lifted a weight from his soul and fulfilled his long-held dream. I didn't even have time to say anything before the shot. There wasn't even time to think about anything. Everything happened simply and quickly, without hesitation. Darkness. It's so dark and quiet. Where am I? I can move. I don't understand anything. What's happening? Oh, is there anyone here? Greetings, my human friend. Flyagaric? I feel kind of weird. I'm dead and buried underneath. It's as if I don't feel anything at all. It's not surprising. You could say that at the moment you are nowhere and you're located nowhere. What do you mean nowhere? And so, you are between two worlds, so to speak. I died? In the human world you died, but your soul remained alive and found itself at a crossroads. Wow. This is not at all how I imagined this place. Well, I didn't really imagine it as such. I never thought I'd ever end up here. What second world? Our world, the world of forest dwellers. Amazing. So it turns out that I can choose either of the two worlds and continue living as before? Not exactly, that won't work. Since you're now only a cell without a physical shell, then by choosing one of these worlds you choose which shell you will move into. Yes, it sounds like you can choose and calmly return to life as if nothing happened. In fact, I can tell you what will happen to you after your choice. Where you will live and all and shall you will take. I only tell you the souls who come here where they are and what are the options they have. Your future destiny depends only on your choice at this moment. Only from my choice. But I don't even remember why I died, what happened to me, and if I return to my world, at what point? At the moment of death? I can tell you that. Your destiny is your choice. It's clear. In any case, I don't want to stay in this darkness either. I choose... Oh man. I wish this game had like a save feature. Maybe it has, but it didn't give me any controls when I started playing, so it's hard to know. So if I return to the human world, this kid doesn't have anything, right? He doesn't have his mother anymore, and the dad is probably gonna kill me again. So I think I would choose the world of the forest dwellers. Did I make a mistake? Uh, Mushroom San, what are you doing? Do I click you? Oh. Oh shit. Ah! What's wrong with me? Calm down, don't worry, I'm with you. Wait, am I turning into the mushroom boy? Am I now a mushroom like you? Apparently, yes. Your father shot you, you fell to the ground and began to transform. Was that my choice? I chose to become a mushroom? Maybe this is what I always wanted. Now I can stay in the forest forever with my friends. My father won't touch me anymore. But mom is gone too, and I couldn't stop him. Don't blame yourself, you made the right choice. Your mother is watching over you from heaven now and is glad that you are safe. Really? Okay, so be it. I really am safe. Mom, no need to worry anymore. And so that's why it's called Mushroom Boy, because at the end you turn into a mushroom. Created by Ulcer1886 or Vladimir Lovanov. Alright. Oh, there's load. And there's a bunch of autosaves. I guess I can choose to stay. Thank you for the autosaves, game. Die, bitch. Die, 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 you little bastard. Die, die, he screamed tirelessly, squeezing my neck tightly. There was less and less air left. Everything was gradually getting dark before my eyes. My strength was leaving me. I felt like I was dissolving. In the end, I could only squeeze out one thing. Dad, why? Failed to escape. My eyes were filled with tears. I didn't understand what was happening. I was scared like never before. I didn't know what to answer him. I just pressed myself into the corner and looked at him, my eyes wide open. Wait, it went back? It just killed me and went back, right? Okay, so run. Is there a way to progress the text? Because, I guess pressing Ctrl will... Up to the choice? Let's go back to the human world. Oh no, I remember everything. It hurts so much. It's dark. It's empty and painful inside. It's cold. I don't feel anything. I'm sorry, Dad. Mom. Dead. And I get to choose again. Oh, it got stuck in here. I guess that's a bug. So in the end, there's really only one choice, right? Which is to become the Mushroom Boy. All right, it's quite an interesting game. I like the illustration style. You know, it's kind of sad that the story doesn't have a happy ending, but sometimes you don't get happy endings in lives. Usually in this kind of things that happen in reality too often, you don't get a happy ending. I feel bad about the kid, obviously, but I feel like becoming the Mushroom Boy was the best thing that you could do, you know, to escape everything that happened. I wish somehow we could like kill the dad or something. That would be a nice ending too, right? But Sometimes you don't get that kind of things. It's a really good game. I like it. As I mentioned, it reminds me of milk inside a bag of milk inside a bag of milk. I guess it would be mushroom inside a bag of boys. And no, that's weird. Boy inside a bag of mushrooms. I don't know. Yeah, really good game. I like it. Quite nice style. The story is also really good. Obviously, the only problem when you're playing in English, I assume this is not the case on Russian, the other language, but there's a bunch of grammar mistakes, and sometimes you don't even understand what's being said clearly because like the grammar mistakes, right? But that's the kind of thing, right? If I want to get like the full thing, I should learn other languages, right? I'm already grateful that the game is in English, but if I could fix anything, or like if something could be fixed in the future of this game, it would be the English translation, right? Yeah, but otherwise, everything is really, really nice. If you guys want to play the game, the link will be down in the description with all the games I played so far. Please give it a try. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, developer, for making the game. It is really, really good. And I will see you guys in the next indie game, stream, or whatever I decide to do with this channel. I'll see you later.